All right, a little late getting started here, but looks like we got a green day overall. Looks like unrealized profit and loss 428, so it's a good push up. That's a lot of money coming into the market. We'll look and see what's actually moving the hardest and fastest. Let's look at anything over $1. Anything else is just kind of, it's doing what it's doing. You get to see where the money's moving. Still looks a little stalled out in a lot of cases, but we ended up with it's like 17 long positions today, which is not too bad. That gets our inventory back up. As I like to say, each stock is basically a rental home, and then within that home you got 3, 2, 126 people living in this one, DBL. So each one of them has to pay 11 cents a month. So however many people you can pack in there, we're basically looking at $132 if you had just 100, right, on the year. But we got 126, so you can work the math to get a calculator. But burned out on my calculator today after managing all those other portfolios. A lot of buying, a lot of selling. It's a lot easier if you just have one account, but then how could you show a smaller account where you could make money doing this exact same thing? We've just scaled this down so you can start any new account and you can work it from there. And you have one bank stock that's going the opposite of all the others. You can see that the portfolio is pretty much green, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But I don't know what news was out, don't care. I was watching some Bitcoin gold exchange between Michael Saylor. Is it Saylor? I can't remember his real name, but anyways, he's a big, he's a CEO of MicroStrategy. So he owns about 90,000 Bitcoin. Yeah, just a small drop in the bucket, about $5 billion worth. But let's see what we've done so far this month. Looks like last 14 days we've brought in 1,062 to these portfolios here. Remember, you got to divide this up. Now I put this little thing down here at the bottom, show you what the average profit per day is. And of course, these are just, when the market's open. That's not including weekends. And then 75.89. When you get real positive movement in the market, this will range anywhere, on the total profits. I've seen it as high as 200 in some markets. I can't remember when that was last that I saw that, but it fluctuates, right? Because when you have a market going down, obviously you're going to be buying more positions than you're selling. But the funny thing is today, market was going up, right? So we're getting in, right? Because we had trailing stops working, or trailing buys working. So we ended up picking up an additional 17. And still we have that consistent, like yesterday it was 3 that were sold, today it was 4 that was sold. So we just keep on pulling that money in, and that just keeps growing the accounts. Now, this is the smallest size account that you'll work with, smallest numbers that you'll work with. So if you follow this, you've got under 100,000, you just follow what we're doing, and you can see that we make money with this. For those of you that are going to be watching this, after market hours, maybe you're working during the day. You got to give it about 90 days. That way you'll be able to start seeing those dividends coming in off of, the quarterly pairs. If you start off like I recommend, getting into CEFs, they pay you monthly, something like BST. You can see you'll start making money automatically. So you just want to kind of track it to see what it's doing. Don't just go into it blind and trust some guy on YouTube that tells you can make money doing this, right? You just have to understand how it works. If you got questions, ask. We're doing this to help people out. All right, so we'll go down through here, but there's not a heck of a lot to look at. I'm just looking to see if anything's getting close, so maybe we catch an actual live sell or sale on just before the close. It happens quite often. It happens a lot more frequently than you would think, but it's based on just numbers. I mean, the sheer numbers of stocks that we have in just these three portfolios, you're bound to see something happen, and that's why I kind of click through them real quick to get a better idea of what's close so you can actually see it, and you can monitor it real time on your own screen, to see if this is legit. I mean, you want to check everything out. You don't want to just go in blindly to any system. You want to know what you're getting yourself into, Let's let it be known, when I buy a stock like SNV, okay, we're into it at, what's the price, $749.33 approximately. So we're going to own this forever. The only way we can get out of this is if we sell it at 51.05, and then our next course of action is 34.30. That's step number 2. All right. So I need to put this down here. Number 1, buy off the scan. All right. This is just one strategy out of many that I have, but I use different strategies on different accounts. But this is the most successful, and there's reasons why we use different strategies. I'm not going to go into that because it gets very hard to follow, so we're going to try to keep it simple. So first step is you buy something off the scan, okay? And this isn't rocket science, right? Number 2, once you actually have it, there's 2 directions, right? You either sell at the limit price, or you wait for pullback to occur. Okay, so we got that, and we'll stick it right there. All right, and then number 3, .3. Number 3, repeat. Repeat. Number 2, this is the end of sequence. Back to step 1. It can't get any simpler than that. If you can do these 3 things, you're going to make money. That's all you have to do. Your scan can be anything. You can make up your own scan. We sell a scan for $5 a week. It's real simple. You find the stocks that you want that are dividend paying only. remember, you can't make any money off of a, what do you call them, a growth stock if it doesn't pay any dividends. You know, if it's going against you or it's staying level and it's not going up. How much is your target price going to be? What, you know, what percentage are you trying to make on it? Are you trying to make 1%, 2%, 3%? Look at all these averages here. If you added all these up, you can probably find that a lot of them don't pay that higher percentage. But when you add percentages together, you can come up with 100% pretty quick. So let's go through here. Would we sell NUS, NUS? See if I can find it just by looking. Probably easier just to go to the account tab. There it is right there. We'll take a look at the chart. All right, you can see we bought it. I think we bought it this morning, if I'm not mistaken. We sold it, and no, that's a 2-day turnaround on NUS. Okay, I'm thinking of something else here. Oh, wrong one. Go back to the chart. Dang it. Go back to the chart. And we'll look at VFC. It's on the same account. So you can see that's actually one that's still on the scan. I'm pretty sure I can find it. Yep, still on the scan. So we have a alert back in. You see how it came down and hit. The alert's no different than it was yesterday, the day before, or whenever we bought it. All right, we just sold when we were supposed to, and this scan is good for a week. Okay, so now we're after TEL. Now we bought and sold this, but we bought and sold it on different accounts. I go over here to Classic TWS. Where'd it go? All right, which one would you sell it on? So we know we bought and sold this today, or was it yesterday? 20th, today's the 21st. So you can see all the orders here today. Yeah, so we bought it yesterday and sold it this morning. So a quick, what's the percentage on that? 1.5%. And you can see it's up again today. So maybe we close it at again. It's going to close that a little higher. It's just the way the numbers are working, right? I know what you're thinking. It's like, well, why didn't you just stay in that and say, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see the future. I stick to my rules. That's what I'm looking to do. All right, so this one, is it on here? Yeah, so you can see we're up $1, right? And it's going to yield another $4 if it goes up to 135.30, as you can see on the chart. Right? That's what we're targeting. Plain and simple. It was on, we bought and sold it on this account. Now we bought and we're trying to sell it on this account. We have multiple accounts here that we're working with, so we're trying to show as many occurrences as possible so you understand that it's not about buying and holding. We do buy and hold. It's just when we have the opportunity to take the dividends early for the year, we're going to do it. Why do I want to wait 12 months when I can get it right now? I got to find that. I got to post one of those on. Let me see if I can find it here. I need some background music too. Where's that stuff at? Let me go to YouTube here. Get a little music in the background because we haven't got much time. I'll go a little over today and see what's actually going on. Royalty-free music. What the hell? Back that up. I'll try this one.
We really want something.
Of course, we got commercials. But you'll get the idea on how fast you can make money just by the number of occurrences. Yeah, that's all right. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to post that. That's too funny. Anyways, okay, let's move on to what we're looking at. We had VFC, TEL, oh, and ZTR. Now you'll see we have it in this account here. It's been in this account quite some time. If you look at the amount of shares up here on the top left in the chart, it's 126. That's the position. Oh, well, as soon as I get to talking, we ended up with another long position. I'll check that in just a second. Let me turn this volume down on my computer so it's not blasting you guys out. Alright, so we've got, damn it, where'd it go? Oh, ZTR is what I was talking about. Let's go back here. So it got real close. It got up to basically a penny. Let's see, yeah, 98. So it was 2 cents away. We don't care if it hits it or not, but you know, we close that position, we'll haul off about 120 bucks, right? But year to year, you think about that 10%, it takes you 7 years to double this amount, right? To 1139. If you're making 120 a year, multiply it by 10 years, that's 120 or $1,200, right? Well, that's 1139. All you got to do is simple math, multiplication. Now, it's actually gone down in dividends. Looks like 96 cents a year versus 99. It's not something we'll rebuy though, because it's not going to show up on our scan. For whatever reason, it went down, but it's been in this account for quite some time. That's all I know is because the size of the max shares. When you see these small amounts, it hadn't been in the account very long. This one may have been in here, but this can fool you too, because you look at RMI, maybe that's, you know, a tenth of the max shares, which it is. But you can see where we bought. Our target price is up here. Though this is going to be in this account for a long time, will probably look similar to ZTR in the future. But in the meantime, you're collecting, in this case, 4.9%. If the price comes down, your yield goes up, dividends stay the same. This is key to your success, understanding number of occurrences. All right, so let's go to see where that one sold at. I think it sold on this other one. Yeah, okay, so it sold here, and this one hadn't been in the account very long. If we look at it, how many did we sell? Well, 17. It probably, the max shares are 27. I think this probably had changed, or maybe it was on the other. Not exactly sure, but either way, you can see we pulled the $17 out of the account based on that particular trade. And where did it close? Let's see where it closed at. It actually closed at $9.90, so 10 cents below the other one. It's just where, you know, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just the numbers. You have to look at kind of random noise. You cannot predict this stuff. What you can do is you can be ahead of it and let it come to you. And then it's just about managing money at that point. But the key is knowing and believing that a company that's making money is paying dividends. Probably going to be there for a while if it's making money. If it's going out of business, it's not paying dividends, guess what? We're not buying it. So if it's losing money and the stock price is going down, what are we doing? You know, stop paying dividends. Okay, it's not going to be on the scan. Let's just say we have that one share. Well, I'm out $81 if the company goes out of business. Right? But if I can hit this 10, 15 times in a year, that's the equivalent of having 10 shares or 15 shares. Instead of putting your neck on the line, right, for all that cash, here's it. And this is just a quarterly pair, remember. You get a quarterly pair, and you only have one of them, you got to wait 90 days. Now you go to the other extreme. If you've got a couple $1 million, you know, that's, what's the percentage? 4.7%. That's on $1 billion. That's $47,000 a year. Yeah, I have no problem with you throwing $1 million into it, but you still have that risk of it going down. You can't just cash it out. You'll just have to collect those dividends from that point forward. This is what the big guys in the world do. Warren Buffett doesn't sell anything. He doesn't care what the price is. If he's got 400 million shares of Coke, he's making $150 million a quarter. I know you don't have that kind of money. I don't have that kind of money in the market. It's just a scaling difference. But yeah, no more sales. Let's take a look at MPC since we just picked that up. I don't know if that was a DCA or what. Let's take a look at the chart. That must be on another one. Hold on. I know we picked it up, so it might be over here. MPC. Yep, there it is. So we're going to do the exact same thing, right? We're going to come in here. Gotta find the right account though, because that's not it. And MPC. There it is. Alright, so we get a handy dandy calculator out. We go 53.91 plus the 240 for the dividend. That's our target price, and we add the 50 cents. Of course, if you're using E-Trade or something other than Interactive Brokers on their IBKR Pro, you probably won't have to pay commissions on equity trades. I do. It doesn't affect my trading. 56.85. But if you're buying at what I'm buying at, and you're just kind of shadow trading, you'll actually get out of this position because you'll be 50 cents lower. It'll be 56.85 if you just add that 240 to the 53.59. So I'm not front running everybody. I'm showing everybody how to front run me. So if you think this is a game, you know, I'm not one of these guys that's getting out before you are. If you don't have, if you've got a platform where you have no commissions, you'll get out before me. I promise you. That's just the way it works. But we're after numbers here. We're not worried about the profit. Is what it is. So if you're concentrating on profit all the time, you're going to lose. You know, because your brain says I want more. You know, enough is never enough. So you have to control that FOMO and that YOLO and everything else that goes along. It's a mental game of patience and understanding who you are and say, okay, this is where I'm at. You know, maybe you've got, you know, $500,000 and you really want to trade it yourself, and you're looking at all these, you know, I can turn that 500,000 into $1 million in 6 months. It's possible you can. I'm not saying you can't, but the risk that goes along with that, I'm sorry, but that might be, you know, your cash cow. And if I had 500,000, if I could earn 5% off, that's 25,000 a year. That's for doing absolutely nothing. You look around for one that's 5% on here. All right, well, there's one for 6, right? If you just bought it today, EOI, you're going to get monthly payments. You're going to make 6%. If you at this price, at that dividend amount, that's what it's worth, 6%. The price goes up, the yield comes down. You're still making that dividend amount, 107 or 108. Remember, the dividend amount can change though. So that's where you start looking at consistent companies, right, that keep increasing their dividend payments, such as Coke or what are some of the other ones that are out there? Well, just look around. But a lot of them don't fit our criteria, so we don't trade them, right, because they're real slow movers. If we look at Coke, look what happens. All right, so it's at 54. So see, it increased a penny. So each year it's increasing. If you've got all your money in this, you're just going to get this amount here. You know, ETR, energy. I have a friend that works there. He's probably got a ton of money in the stock. In and out, in and out. But here, you know, it doesn't matter where you buy it at. All you're trying to do is collect the dividends. If you've got 1,000 shares, you make $950 per quarter. All right, 1,000 shares though, that's $107,000. It's a pretty good chunk to make $950 every quarter, right? But really, if you break that down, 0.95 divided by 3, you're making 950 divided by 3 months. So you're making 320, say 317 a month in dividends. That's it. Yeah, on $100,000. So you have to think about it. You know, can you buy and sell it? Sure you can. You know, but everybody's worried about missing it to the upside. I say I'd be more worried about, you know, missing it to the downside with having too much in it. You know, if you believe in the company, or you believe a company that's paying dividends is making money and it's going to be around for a while, then think seriously about spreading your money out. That's how you protect yourself. It's a protection mechanism that allows you more freedom to do more trades, and you end up, you know, with charts similar to this. These are just the stocks I'm trading in these 3 accounts. All the other accounts, the makeup can be the same, different amounts, different max shares, but the whole idea is you're still going after the same dividend amount no matter what. You're trying to stay as close to the mean as possible. If you vary from that, it's, you know, figure out where you're at with your money, and now you can say, be realistic. You know, say, hey, I want to make 10%. That's a realistic goal on the entire account, trading and collecting dividends. That's realistic, right? So if you just make a good diversified portfolio, this particular one is showing 9.12 overall and on 68,000. So just make it 10, make this 7, so 70, right? Just for round numbers, making it easy. So 10% of 70,000 is $7,000 in dividends. Now, if you think that's not possible, all you have to do is look. If you're getting $1,000 a month, right? And we look back here, there's 1,600, and this month, so now we got 2,600. If you're doing this each month, right? That equates to right around 1% or a little over 1%. You're making $12,000 or 12%. That's $12,000 on a $100,000 account. It's just numbers, man. Don't get caught up with all the hoopla about, you know, killing it overnight or whatever. Because what leverage works for you in the positive, it's a mirror effect to the downside. You can double your money quickly, and you can lose it twice as fast. Just depends on the scale of your trades. So, but yeah, another good day in the market. Maybe we get a little push higher in the morning, which, you know, I have no idea. I have no crystal ball. We could have be World War III tomorrow morning. Who knows? But, you know, I'm just joking. But, you know, the idea is just take profits. Until next time, have a good one.